Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. All right. Like how that's that close. Anyway, so we're gonna be playing some Star Citizen PTU. There has been new features. Unfortunately, I'm not really able to test these new features on my own. So we'll have to wait till I find some friends to actually make that happen. Yeah. No one really to do that right now. We will be sure to test those out very shortly. Let me actually pull up the patch notes, and I can do that from here. Our site updates. There we go. Alpha 3.21.0 PTU.8745000. All right. I don't know why it opens up in that one, because that's that one. All right, so we still have the testing focus of new jump point rest stops and Lagrange points, new legal and illegal mission retreat consignment, new illegal mission Korea steel evidence, and then we have repel radon Orison, new Crusader platforms, wheel vehicle handling improvements, which wasn't there, and then again remote, driver remote turret QOL improvements. Plenty of known issues. Actually, where is... We actually have in the bot that does... Yeah, 12 squashed known issues, 22 known issues currently. They fixed also 3 client crashes in this one, and 4 server crashes, and a server deadlock. Very nice. Alright, so let's see. We are ready to launch. Let's get that going. And then that going. Alright, so things I want to actually get done today. I want to try an Orison mission. Basically, one of my favorite type of missions are the Orison missions. Or the Crusader missions, I guess. Let's see. There was another something I wanted to test. Maybe it was... Oh, Hull C Lagrange point trading. Last time I attempted it, it didn't work. Well, not that it didn't work, except the second the timer hit 0, the server crashed. So we're gonna have to do more of that. The biggest drawback is the timer takes 20 minutes to count down all the way. I think that should be 5 minutes. No way it's gonna take you 5 minutes between calling ATC and getting in that box. So that's where we're at, and that did not actually pick up the change in the game. Let's try that again. Reconnect Star Citizen. There we go. All right. Just do standard. Skip tutorial. And I think we're just going to go to Orison. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Just go to Orison. Especially because it'll be reset in a day or so. So interesting stuff has been going on around Star Citizen lately. I mean, specifically, we have the ISC. We'll be watching that a bit later. I know today... Wow. Today is normally our Research Live episode. But this week we switched everything around to where Tuesday is now the Research Live episode. So, what's today? Today's Friday? No, that's Wednesday. It's normally the live episode. I'm not quite sure what Wednesday and Friday is going to end up being. I did want to get in and get some testing done for PTU. What I might end up doing... Is the texture loaded? Oh, there. No, it was not. What I might end up doing is starting to split Fridays up. Oh, it's not night out. That's so nice. As all the layers make their way in. Also, there's some progressive lighting happening. We're gonna split Fridays up when we have it between PTU and news. So we're gonna get some PTU done, and then we're gonna switch to news. We have monthly reports, we have roadmap, and we have ISC. And I missed SCL, but I'm sure there wasn't SCL, and we'll probably get to that. So today's episode is probably gonna be running a bit longer. I'm thinking maybe an hour in PTU. I know it's not really enough time to do much. Hour in PTU, and then we switch over, so we'll probably do 2 hours of news.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
You made it. Oh, that hair is terrible. Also, you spawn... Oh, I probably put this on earlier. Filtered clothing. Two. And the piece de resistance. So here, I can do. Let's do the nice version actually. Equip. Equip. I said equip, you dope. Oh, you only have one? Lifeguard, that's the one. Yeah, so you can only do... So is the pistol slot a different slot? Yeah, it is. Okay, so you can do one pistol. That's funny.
Approaching next station. If this is your stop, please prepare to disengage.
And one utility.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Interesting. I can't tell if the sun's coming up or down. It's coming up or going down. Do we have any missions? I was gonna say there are no missions. Ah! Trying to eat me. Server's running a bit behind. It's fine. I still want to be able to buy this guy. Really? Where is it?
Space travel, as it was meant to be.
You know, that's one.
Crusader Industries to find out more.
That's one thing I hope they do more is the being able to buy ships of different loadouts from the store. Because like one of the lines in his little spiel about the Genesis Starliner is that, you know, to fit any budget. So I'd want like a pre-loadout manager, and you actually buy the loadout or the like configuration. So as far as I know, the Starliner is supposed to have like pretty good modularity. Like some of the best modularity, and I really hope they stick to that. I really hope they stick to the Genesis being a highly configurable craft. I forgot any water. That's gonna be fun. To where you can have... Okay, I'm just gonna pull up the video like that. We'll keep an eye on this. Since we're at Orison, we might as well attempt to do these missions. Yeah. Salvage claim and beacon. I really want to do a platform mission. And I don't know if you need... Hello there! Oh, wait, no, I'm supposed to reply with General Kenobi. I always get that wrong. Racing. Do I have to do... Oh, there's not even a do your security training mission. Just got here, live PTU. This is PTU. We're trying to find platform missions, and then I also want to do another attempt, my second attempt at moving cargo from or to the new jump point stations. So in the monthly report, the economy team actually talks about the reason the jump point stations are in is to give the whole sea more gameplay. So instead of just going between the 3 stations, it now has 6 stations to go between. And the 3 big stations, the 3 jump point stations, which I guess they are also bigger in scale, will be much higher volume of things. Because they're the nexus of entire star systems. So all the materials being moved around come into the system, and it makes sense that basically all the economy generated in Terra, Pyro, and Magnus focus into these stations for now, and we just pull the resources from those systems into Stanton, and then we move them around in Stanton while we only have Stanton to play with. See, every time I take this one, though, and I'm going to do this because it'll give me rep with Crusader. Every time I take this, I get close, and Korea has a problem. Actually, yeah, let's do the 350R.
Your vehicle has been
It's a perfect ship to do this in. And by perfect, I mean not perfect at all. So yeah, the plan is to get these 2 things done while getting distracted on other things. And then do kind of a news update second half of the show. Because boy, there's a lot of updates today. Or this week. I think it's funny, after the first time I spawned this ship in... Wait a minute. I know it's there. Okay, I thought it was the wrong version. Nope, it's there. Okay. Okay. Where is... Engines... Flight ready.
You are clear to launch. You are clear to launch.
Oh, this is definitely not what I chose. My customizations were not moved over with the ship. Where is Seraphim? Should be relatively straight up. No. Seraphim, I don't see it. I don't see it. Now I see it. Why did they fix the whole ring issue? Hey, they did. Love this station. Interior is a bit interesting, but the interior is way not done. Like all these stations, the interior basically doesn't matter at this point. Oh, don't. No! Well, so every time we crash, we're gonna do like a research project or something. Oh, we 30K. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, so first off, I want to... no, we're not gonna use that thing. Oh, that's strange.
We have the whole day now just to ourselves, so we can clean the house or clear out some shelves. You said whichever you feel like doing first. I said, well, I don't know about that, 'cause it's my lazy day, just wanna lazy away. Ain't gonna do a thing for the rest of the day. You can try to seduce me, make me wanna play. I don't know about that.
There we go. Okay.
Stage for the
Oh god. Okay. I'm sorry for how cringy this is going to be. Oh, this is going to be really bad. Oh, this is going to get bad. Okay. I apologize in advance for how cringy this is. This was, how many years ago was this? 8 years ago. 2015. So a year after I joined. Yeah. So this is Around the Verse, episode 1.5. So it's season 1, episode 5, I think, is how they were doing it. Sure. And then we're gonna
check
watch
in with Lisa
wow.
Ohanian with this week's episode of Shipshape.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shipshape.
We haven't seen her in a long, long time. What if she's still here?
Ship layout design, which is how we match up the interior and exterior of our ships.
Oh, she worked with basically all the concept art that you see everywhere. It would have gone through her because concept art was most of the time, as far as I've seen it, contract work. So they would hire somebody that they liked the art of, do the concepts. Like a lot of those people also do Star Atlas concepts and other personal projects and other games. I know there's at least one guy who also worked on Batman Arkham, and he worked on some concepts for ships in Star Citizen.
For today's episode, we're going to be focusing on how we did this with the Genesis Starliner. When coming out with a layout
back 8 years ago. So, spoiler warning for like the future. Everything you're about to see is going to be reworked. Basically, I can imagine them throwing out all but the basic shape of the Genesis Starliner. And I spooked myself. I thought I wasn't unmuted. And they're going to work it into the new kind of design ethos. Not Fleet Yard. What am I thinking of? Starship 42. That's the one. Starship 42. And that's not really good. We can do a fleet yard as well. No, that's feet. Fleet yard. So if we do, we can do. Well, we'll do two. We'll do C2, and we'll open that up. Hercules. Oh, perfect. Give me that, and that, and then we'll do. Okay. Okay. This. Okay. So. What the what? Very confused. I thought that was how you got there to the thing ships. C2. Apparently not. Okay. Ships. C1. Ships. There we go. Okay. There we go. We want images, and images. So we'll start off with the C2. And then that. Okay. So this is where they really hardened the aesthetic of Crusader. Oh, good. I can hit over. The exterior, the interior, the whole bit. All of the design aesthetics were kind of nailed down on the Hercules series. Rough shapes, everything. The shape of the doors. Now, the Genesis Starliner, and we're going to go over to C1 first. The C1 is how small can we make that design ethos? So the interior is going to get very different, but obviously we still have the big round doors. Though this keypad's different, and I really like that. It's designed with keypads in mind, which I really like. This whole door, we've never seen this style door before from them. We have wide doors from other companies, but none from them. And then on the exterior, it's again, how small can we make the idea of Crusader? So we have these big panels that are like cut out from each other in interesting ways. And obviously we have this big like greebly bit cut out in the middle. Engines are kind of all over the place with them, but they do have engine packs is how Crusader does it. And also that very kind of sleek arrow design. So very cool. Okay, now the Genesis, however, has none of it. It's got a blunt nose. It's got this airplane fuselage. And these, I don't know if we have a shot of them. Yeah, these fans for VTOLs. None of that's happening. Now, some things I think they're going to keep. I don't think they're going to keep the MISC front end because that looks like a MISC ship there. Unless they do a weird retcon and say this is going to be a MISC ship instead, then a lot of things will change. But if they're keeping with Crusader, this is going to change a lot. I think they're going to keep these very iconic looking wings, but also work in a lot more of the Crusader aesthetic. So I think this will get expanded. So this will be like the little greebling cutout. The engines, I don't know if we have a back. Yeah, the engines will turn into more thruster packs, not just 4 thrusters. I think the top profile of most of it's fine. Though Crusader doesn't really do this reverse wing thing. So that may leave. Basically, it's going to get a lot different. It's going to have to go through incomplete reconcepting into the new Crusader aesthetic. So if we go down here to Crusader, we'll do the C2. And then over here, the Genesis. So like it's a much more basic shape. Like there's a lot of areas you can really see like for instance, right here, it kind of like crimps. So the everything comes in and it gets this nose profile way back here, and everything kind of like fits in there, and then it continues to the nose. They could do the same thing here. Like they're not going to lose anything by bringing in the armor or the exterior shape to kind of more of a point and then forward. So that makes sense if they would do that. We do have on the C1 a much more squared off front end. Let's see if, yeah. No, I wanted to zoom in there. No? Let me zoom on the other one. Apparently not. All right. So this has a much more blunt flat end, except this thing's tiny. This thing's super small compared to the Genesis Starliner. So if we go to C1, boop. Okay, so it's not that much higher. I always think this thing's like half the size it is. But that's like the flattest end we've ever seen on a Crusader ship. We also have stuff like the Ares. Okay, you can't really see that on here. All right. There we go. The Ares. And they all have kind of like swooping, squared off nose, right? But it's very, like it points still. It still has a point to it. It's not pointless. Mercury does the same exact thing. Same angle at the nose. Now, I don't think the Starliner or the Starlifter does. I think the Starlifter is a rounded canopy. And it rounds the front. Don't really know where the glass is, but it's there. Does any of the other ones show it better? No, all these do not have a good glass face on them. That's fine. So we're probably looking at more of a Hercules nose. So it's going to be a rounded nose. And it's going to be basically all this red is just going to be gone. All this red. Happy 38th to you today. Oh, congrats. For not dying for a whole 38 years. By the way, hello, Axis. So that being said, let's finish this bit.
Design brief
and I'm going to finish my
from our design team. They take into consideration the functionality of the ship, any special needs it might have, as well as the overall aesthetic we want it to have when you're inside of the ship and when you see it in space. The first art we have created is usually of the exterior of the ship. We'll give our design brief to one of our concept artists, and they'll come up with something that covers all of the special needs and functionality that our designers have decided this ship is going to need. They'll come up with a few images of the exterior, sometimes a few mood shots to make sure we know what the ship is going to look like, to make sure we get the aesthetic we want while accounting for the functionality of the ship. For certain ships, either larger ships or ships with a special functionality involved, artists will also deliver a high-level layout for design approval that just has some basic sketches of where each room.
And this was pre-2017, which means their concept art was only concept art. There was no checks and balances to make sure that everything they wanted to do would fit. And then they just hand that to someone who would then attempt to make that concept work in the game. By the way, if you're going to the Terra jump point, it's almost 90 million kilometers from Microtech to the jump point area. Make sure you have enough fuel.
Room is going to fall inside of the ship. The Genesis Starliner in particular is actually a great ship for this episode because it's one of the first commercial transport ships that we've designed. For this reason, we went into more detail than usual when doing the layout for the interior of the ship to make sure that we accounted for all of the special things that this type of vehicle is going to need. You'll see here that we have an image of the first draft layout for this ship. It accounts for special things that commercial transport ships are going to need, such as a large cargo area.
And that's as detailed as it got for concept. The image we saw on ISC of the Apollo, that's now the end of concept, which is most of the way, if not all the way through white box. It depends. So when a designer picks it up to finish it, they are going straight from that picking it up straight in a gray box. So they started the work on the Apollo. They are now working on gray box. Is how that's going to work.
And accounting for how large
So
amounts
in a couple
of people
months,
are going to enter exit.
by the end of by the end of the next quarter, so by the end of the first quarter of 24, we'll see a pretty well-rounded gray box of the Apollo. Well, I say that. There's not a lot of days of work left in the year. And then they go on their 2-week break. No, they still got 2 months. They still got 2 months after break. It's fine. They should get at least a lot through.
Onto and off of the ship quickly. We made the cockpit bigger. We figured that the crew lives there. They're going to need enough space to sleep and eat and rest, and for their luggage as well as the luggage of the passengers.
So you notice how these are all like 2D images. They have no idea if this fits vertically. They have no idea if this actually fits within the confines of the armor. So we have this area here, but this is way outside where the armor actually slopes down. And this is supposed to be the top floor, middle floor? Who knows?
We also increased the cargo storage area. We wanted to make sure that passengers not only had enough room for all of the luggage they might.
All right, so we got top floor, middle floor, the sleeping floor.
Enough room for all the supplies that are necessary during travel.
Redundant systems, but like, where's the cargo? Is this cargo? Is that what cargo is? Loading bay. Okay, so I guess this is top floor and bottom floor with a feeder up there.
Also, that we had enough room for all the supplies that are necessary during travel. I'm not going to talk too in depth about these. You're going to hear later around the verse from Randy, the designer on this ship, about how these work in the Genesis Starliner. We also have an X-ray image of what it looks like.
So here's their first 3D attempt at it.
When we lay out a rough design of the interior of a ship over a rough design of the exterior of the ship, just to confirm that everything lines up and everything looks modular in the way that we want it to. This is to ensure that our segments, as we design the regular version, the luxury version of this ship, and all of the other variants that we have coming down the line, that everything is...
Now, do they... Yeah.
Actually was, and kind of what was happening. So then the more details started going, you started adding more components, start shifting the seats around, doing a lot of different things with it. So actually, let me just show you what's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is the first iteration, as I said. Not much happening. It's the mixed version that's actually going to be on sale. Mm-hmm. So we have like luxury seating, we have luxury sleep pods, we have the seats, we have a lounge for them, and then we have like economy seats. So like if you look at the economy sleeps, like, you know, these little pods and stuff for people to go through, and then like the luxury ones, you see like they have a little bit more space.
Yeah.
So this ship was actually interesting in that it challenged a lot of our designs. So I'm gonna move over to another iteration that's a little bit more complete than that one. So this one right here is one of the other ones. As you see, the seating has changed, some bathrooms were added, the cockpit's a little bit more situated out. But again, we were looking at it, we're like, this doesn't really have what we need. I mean, and then like...
And this was still before they had any Crusader ships in the game or on the roadmap. This was the first Crusader ship.
We started thinking about the different features that were going into the ship itself. For instance, we didn't think about like safety features. We didn't think about how long it would travel it'd take to travel from like one planet to another. There's just so many questions that we just didn't have answered. So we've been working with...
No idea for components or resource manager or the food system, death system. They had nothing, basically. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why they stopped production on it. Which is, there were way too many unknowns with this ship that they couldn't possibly have gotten this through production, or I guess that's not the... They would have had so much work to redo after getting the ship through production. Like, let's assume that a year after, so 2016, so right before they realized how bad their vehicle pipeline was, this ship would come out. And so this would basically be a ship that would need a complete rework by today's standards. These older cringe tours. Yeah, but I love this thing.
awesome.
It's the last
They've been-
video we have of the
They've been
Starliner.
taking over the PU and
So-
taking over the ships and doing more ship work here. So
You
we've been
kinda
kind of
like-
collaborating.
Yeah,
too.
design elements and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's actually really been interesting. There's more space, just because it's like, I mean, it is really cool to look at what was there. Like, if you look at the first version, the sleeping arrangements were actually up top. Well, that was actually changed to make it more some of that. And
So where is... What's in the back now? Get to the back of the ship.
A mess and lounge area.
Okay, so what's on top?
Opening it up right here so that way it has people can actually look at it, and then people can actually see things like where they can see the stars as they're traveling. They can sit back, read a book.
I really hope they don't do that. I was expecting down here to be more chairs, because, like, I suppose it could come in variants, like an all chairs variant, for short, like, interplanetary ships, and then there'll be a mid-range, which is equal seats, cargo, and beds. And then you can even, like, so here's where I think they really need modularity with this. There are kind of three different, there's going to be more when I start saying them off, but three different modules for this. Yeah, I always thought of at least two more. There are economy seating, luxury seating, economy beds, luxury beds, cargo. So you need to kind of balance all those in your build. And I don't think they want to build a variant for every aspect of those 5 things. And it looks like they have... let's see if we can get a nice... No, that's towards the front. They have about 6 modules plus a special. So they have... Let's say you want a luxury touring ship. So you do... luxury seating, luxury bedding, maybe even luxury seating, a observation deck, luxury beds to equal out, assuming both these modules have the same amount of seats and beds, and then 2 cargo. That would make sense. Well, if you want to do a mixed one, you could do, like this one has, luxury seats, economy seats, luxury beds, economy beds. This one also has a meal area and then a cargo bag. And then whatever special thing you want up there. I think the special thing up here, you could make it modular. You could also make it kind of what you buy the hull for. So you can buy, like, the Genesis Starliner LX that has the observation deck, and then you can switch out all of these 6 modules. Or you can have, let's say, the base model, which would have the eating area up here, and this becomes their 6th module. Now, me personally, I would love for, like, each of these rows to be modular, but it's fine. Well, have a good night when you get to Access. Best next year. For Access, not for me. Ship needs to be at least 3 times larger, at least. I don't think it does. It definitely needs to be 50% larger. Yeah, I think 50% larger. I don't think it needs to be the size of a 890 though. There it is. I don't think it needs to be that big. I love the 890. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think our little plane, a little 747, needs to be that big. He good the size he is. It's fine. The real question is, can you fit, like, how many Ursas and G12s can you fit? That's the big question. Let's see. RSI Ursas. No, that's actually a really good size. Trying to. Oh wait. We can use. If we go back to. This. We'll get a colored version of the Genesis Starliner. Once I figure out where Crusader is, we'll get the 890 as well. Oh, there it is. Genesis Starliner. We don't need any of that, but I do want the Lynx and the Origin G12. All right. Just for a perspective on scale. Yeah, it does. It's a passenger plane. There are a few luxury yachts that are the size of passenger planes. That's kind of like that's the sci-fi problem. Like that, yeah. Compared, like if this was a 747 size and this was space, or this was yacht sized, then yeah, they're completely the opposite scales. But it's for purpose, basically. This is an entire location. This is just to move people. And when you scale this gameplay up to, let's say, 50 people currently, you as the person flying this thing, one, you have to render that many NPCs. You have to, the server has to keep track of moving, walking, all of these NPCs around. That's really not that feasible when you get to like 100, 200, 500 people in the scale of the 890. The 890 only has, 4 bedrooms? Then the captain's quarters? So most of their people are going to be short stays, like just there for a day, or currently touring. They're not long stay people. And they're going to be in separate areas of the ship, like vastly different areas. And that lets server meshing, and I know we're going to use server meshing as a silver bullet a lot, that lets server meshing say, well, I'm having a hard time keeping track of these 50 NPCs in the main hall. So we're going to say, server number 5896, you take everything front of the main room, and you, server 9642, take everything behind the main room. And that way they can all keep track of their own NPCs. But with the Starliner, you need to have all those people, well, not all of them, but like a good majority of them in a single room. And if you scale that single room, that kind of plain fuselage room, too big, you need to keep track of too many NPCs. True, most of them will be sitting down most of the time. That should take some of the load off. And that would just be dependent on if they are going to stop calculating NPC pathing when a NPC is sitting. Which isn't technically how it goes. So let's get these guys back here. It is being super laggy. Oh, you can actually fit quite a few of these things in here. Yeah, not bad. You definitely fit at least you probably could fit 3 or 4 side by side. Like long ways. Assuming like this is the edge and then that's the edge. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Whoa. Okay, we're gonna stop that. We're gonna stop that right now. I don't know where. No, it does like instantly get thinner. It does not come all the way out to here. I also think like this door should be very wide to fit like 2 cars at least up on the ramp at once. Because assuming you're running this thing, you're not going to like be running it solo. This is not a soloable ship. At least if you want to get anything done. No, I'm going to even stop at not soloable because you need to fly the ship and also keep the NPCs happy or passengers of whatever kind. And that's not something you can do as a solo player. This is not a soloable ship as far as using it for its role. So you're going to have extra hands, whether it's people who stay on the landing zone and like get their own ship to the other side, or stay there and you have crews at the other side waiting for you. Either way. So you're going to have people that can load the cargo while you're making flight checks, doing your once-over around the ship to make sure everything's good for flying. And you'll probably also have your onboard crew, whether that be NPC crew or player crew, to keep the NPCs on the ship happy.
I've kept all the iterations, that way we can kind of look at where we started.
Oh, that's cool.
And then kind of just gone from there. Just because it's like, I mean, it is really cool to look at what was there. Like, if you look at the first version, the sleeping arrangements were actually up top.
All right, we're just going to speed through this. And we'll get back to another attempt. Yeah, what's the... Oh, are we loading into a new one? Yeah. Oh, he loaded in a new one. So this is another iteration. Where are the... Oh, is this the luxury only one? I think. That's a lot of bathrooms. Oh, these are like rooms. Instead of seating, you have rooms in this one. So these are like seats and bathroom, I guess. Which, that could be a thing. Like, the size of the Corsair rooms kind of thing. That could totally be a thing. Though, I don't think everyone needs their own bathroom. Like, you definitely, like... Luxury apartments in Greenville. No. No, not plan. There we go. All right, so... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, one, luxury planes end up being smaller than 747s. That does not help me. It doesn't say which one's actually luxury. Like the actual luxury one, but that's like private jets or whatever. Oh, here's one. Okay. I don't think there's a bathroom in there. Just a guess. So we have, wow, it's cushy chairs. Lots of dining halls, common areas. Is an aquarium on a plane? No, we're looking for like long. That's very nice. And this is all coming from someone who's never flown before in his life. So, like, I've definitely not... That looks so cool. Like, what are you supposed to, like, bring your own chair or something? What is... Private... I don't know. Four Seasons plane. Ha 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 ha. Okay, here's a shot of something. You have a big dining hall. You have a staircase up to this front seating. That's really cramped compared to this seating. Obviously, your horse is in limo in the back. Office of some... No, that's another just kind of common area. Oh, and then there's a a very 600i looking front apartment. And then there's the toilet. So even on luxury jets currently, according to this one image, because confirmation bias, and that's what we're going to use, it's still the same as normal plane bathrooms. And there's only the one. Now, I'd imagine, and maybe this is me being stupid, that a plane of this size would have two. One for the pilot in them, and one for the enjoyers of this space. Because I would imagine, and I would even imagine, like, taking it like just a little dash of sci-fi, that there would be an entire crew quarters up for the pilot and them. They would have basically their piloting seat, the co-pilot seat, a small apartment with accommodations plus their bathroom up where they need to. So basically, I would take this out of this design and make this entire area up here only for pilots and the piloting crew. Maybe even the crew to serve the whoever is down here. Here's another shot of it. A spiral staircase. That's so crazy. And there's no shot of the crew quarters there. Anyway, what is the scale of this plane? No, I do not want to download the brochure. That's fine. Search. No, it's bigger than that. Words are not my strong suit today. What is the plane that this is based on? Oh, it's this one. I'm not a plane expert. What is this based on? Like, what's the plane that you buy to convert to this? The chassis, the framework, the platform. Doesn't say. I guess it's their own design, though I wouldn't trust some luxury brand to build a plane. No, I would not at all. There's reason that there are very few cargo conversions. Sorry, I just got to see what it is. No cargo conversions? Okay. I just want to see. What? Oh, interesting. Oh, ooh, floor plans. Can I see it? No, let's search. That's great. E. I still want to know what this is based on. Only star system. Maybe we start looking at airplane. I'm brochures. It's a brochure like we get for the thing. I'm gonna save this for later. Continue on with this. So yeah, they tried a whole bunch and they ended up just not moving forward with it. There may be some form of it in Squadron because they worked on it so early. I wonder if roadmap. I imagine the Starliner is nowhere to be found here. Hey, are you? No. Okay, there's no sign of it. Okay. Is there a way to see the old roadmap? That's sheets. Drink. Just leave you with that. Okay. That one. Okay, so let's get back to here. Genesis Starliner. Find Genesis Starliner. Find all. Alrighty. Where Genesis Starliner was removed. So the first time we see it, it's getting removed. Oh, we only so we got added on the. Really was added that recently? Hold on, I forgotten about this. Where was it removed? GT. So it was added in FT in 8/11/21. So August. August? No, not August. What's 8? Yeah, no, August. August, September, October. Okay, so August 11th, 2021. It was then removed a little less than a year later on June 22nd, 2022. Now, Shiny, I assume you don't have that far back. Definitely not here. Older. 22nd. Deliver was moved Genesis Starliner. I can't click on it anymore. And the whole beaver was moved. Lol. And the Orion was moved. So there was some like big reschedule of what was going to get done here. So this is actually what I really want to see though. Notice how there's only a Star Citizen badge, no Squadron badge. So that's that it means that it will not ever be done in any way until it's done into Star Citizen. So there's no facsimile of it coming into existence. I don't know where that sentence was going. For instance, the Hull C has the Squadron badge. It was done for Squadron years ago and has been maintained all this time. Now we're just getting in Star Citizen as they shoehorn in some gameplay for it, which I've come to be okay with. All right, let us make another attempt at the PTU. Wonder where it'll put us. Damn. I think what I'm going to end up doing is making today more of a news day and less of a gameplay day. So next week we'll have well, it makes three talking days and one gameplay day. I don't know. So Tuesday, I believe, is Research Live. Wednesday is gameplay. And then Friday is going to be testing if there's a PTU open. And then Sunday, obviously, is CCRT. I wonder if my ship still exists. Okay. Let's attempt to get these 3 missions done. Maybe choose something a bit stronger than a 350R. I don't know if I have anything stronger. Come on. No. No. Hate you. Okay. So what are we looking at here? Accepted.
The next shuttle is approaching the station.
Let's see. This is the consignment, and then this is
Last call for
go
passengers.
here
The shuttle is preparing
and
to depart.
deal with a group of baddies. Okay, so we're gonna need to get out for that.
Please clear the hatch. Shuttle
No,
will
that's
be
not right.
departing.
Okay. Wow, there's bad lighting here. Undersuits. These are heavy. We'll do that one. Let's just kind of go with the Mars off stuff. Except for this. Where's my back? Oh, for there. Hey. Okay. We're gonna want utility being that, and a tractor beam, and a
The next
paramed
shuttle
device.
is approaching next station. If this is your
Sidearm.
stop, please prepare to disembark.
S-71.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Let's get a little bit better lighting here. Hello, me. Okay. We're gonna want a primary. We're gonna be probably fighting close quarters. So we're gonna probably want that. Unless we have a custodian, which we don't, and we'll do this. Oh, that's one of the red ones. It's okay. It's fine. I really don't like the red ones. Way too flashy. Like that, they do look good though. We don't need a melee. Yeah, I think this is good. I think that's good. Actually,
The next shuttle
utility.
is approaching the station.
I should have a med pen. Equip that, please.
The next shuttle is approaching the
All
station.
right.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
And everything, I think, will eventually get a bigger version. I think most ships are, even though they're settled now as the largest, the 890 is the largest luxury ship, the Orion's the largest miner, the Reclaimer's the largest salvage ship. I think after each of these systems are mature and, you know, the game matures post-launch, they will come a time where a larger ship is feasible. As more and more people get the medium and large ones, the larger orbiters are still looking for, a bigger challenge kind of thing. So I can imagine there, especially with the Genesis Starliner as it is now, being 8 years old.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Twice the size, 3 times the size version being a thing.
After visiting Crusader, consider the lunar city.
I don't think the Genesis Starliner should grow that size, but I think there could be a Genesis Starliner, yes. Okay, so what can we do for... Wow, we really don't have much. I guess we're gonna just do MSR? I guess MSR is what we got.
Your vehicle, please visit us again.
Did you enjoy the stunning wonder of Crusader's very own gentle giants, Stormwalls? Then why not take one of your very own, the soft and lovable Finland Stormwall Coach, available throughout the terminal.
Get in there. Hang on. 21 before the last. Oops. I really like Crusader for the utility. They really work for my playstyle. I don't particularly like the interiors of them, but I do appreciate their utilitarianism. Supposed to all turn on. I disagree. You still need to crew it. Crew what? I don't know what the delay is, so I don't. I don't currently know what you're replying to. I'm sorry. Oh, it's one of these doors. I love these doors.
You are clear to launch.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Landing complete.
No. Just give me one moment. Oh no, my ship is damaged.
Launch complete. Landing complete. Launch complete.
Large ships will need more crew and large ships. Yes, that is the entire point of larger ships.
That request has already been granted.
No, I want to land now. Let me back in.
Thank you, and please visit again.
I can make it.
Landing.
This thing is really big. I always forget how big this thing is. Good. Give me that so I can get that fixed. Thank you. Let me out again. So is that you disagree that we'll see bigger ships than the current capital and industry ships? Orion, 890, so on and so forth? Because, like, you can run a lot, like, the Reclaimer is a good example, currently. You can run these large ships that have these wild crew capacities at much lower crew to decently use the ship. Perfectly? Probably not. But decently. And so, if you can do that, you can probably run these bigger ships, these unknown bigger ships, at a much lower than listed crew capacity. And yeah, these capital ships would be dock only. That's kind of like the give and take. Like, they can easily put in, you know, in the concept art for the current version of ArtCorp, there's a Bengal landed on the pad. Several Bengals landed on the pad. No, do that. Thank you. Do. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Javelins and Bengals galore. So we're approaching like javelin size, not anywhere near a those are Starfarers. Bengal size yet in a bigger than bigger than 890 kind of ship. So if this is a thing, then that's funny. You got Bengals and stuff there. Let me do that thing here. And I'm not saying that art means that Bengals are gonna be landing at ArtCorp. That's not what I'm saying. But like, there's gonna be space for it.
Quantum travel complete. Landing.
Using multiple ships instead. That's a fair point. Diminishing returns. That's not something I've actually considered. That is a fair point. Like, a bigger... Now, Orion I can see wanting a bigger ship because eating more asteroids at once makes sense. Reclaimer, however, that'd be a hard sell. Also, you can always go bigger on luxury ships. There is no diminishing returns on bigger luxury ships because it's, you know, just more friends. Basically a moving hotel instead of a moving whatever the 890 is. Could you please jump? No, we're not. Are we 30King again?
Engines on. Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking.
And the Starliner, I think, is another one that can get bigger. Like, we have trillions of people in this. Wow. Definitely, yeah, trillions of people, I would say, on ArtCorp. So you have thousands of people wanting... Can I not jump to that? Oh, that's new. We finally have a non-access axes Non-same axes, everything. Everything's now on a proper axes. Is it only the jump points that are... Yeah, only the jump point rings are not on the astral plane? I don't know. What is the thing that makes everything flat? We are in Crusader. We are trying to get to Yella. True, but just like oceans have size limits because of depth, and jump points have size limits, you know. So yes, but like, if you can reasonably fly a Bengal around, you can get it bigger than 890 around. Plus, we know that whatever jump point limits they had are nonsense currently, because we're getting Idrises through a small jump point to Pyro. Can we... Oh, you want me to go Seraphim Station first? Aha, okay. I'm too close to Seraphim Station. Hope nothing's in front of me. We're good. I am at Seraphim Station. Does not like it. Okay. There we go. Okay. And we know... I don't know what the jump point is for... Star Citizen. Which one is the star map? Gonna make my computer very upset. Oh, that's so loud. Stop it. Okay. What is the prescribed jump point size to Terra? Okay, so it is a large. It's where we could be getting the what is it called? The Bengal from. And that's a lot of space to take a large ship, a Bengal-sized ship. Like, you have plenty lay of the land in a large jump point, assuming the large is the only thing that can support like a Bengal-sized something or other. Okay, so where is our mission? Like, what are you... So, assuming 10 years past 1.0, what do you add to the game? Like, honest question. Like, what do you think they add in year 11 to make people play the game? Or to incentivize people to play the game? Because more planets are not going to do it. Because more planets will come in way faster than once every 10 years. don't know where this base is. It's not giving me a mission marker. Ah, there it is. There it is. Door is over here. Then here. That's cool. Oh, ooh. No, that's not what I want. Back up, down. Oh, no, I thought it was decoupled. Decoupled. That's not the word. I don't know if the ramp's gonna like that. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Let's see if it freaks out. Open cargo bay. I'm sure that's fine. That can't possibly go wrong. Okay, locate consignment code and retrieve 1 material. Excuse you. Thank you. I hate how my footsteps are delayed. I'd rather see a new manufacturer and or new professions than just bigger. This thing's gonna fly away by the time I get back. Trying to fly away now. Wonder what its plan is. We're gonna land and figure it out. Might be stranded, but we'll figure it out later. But like, what are you gonna add? Sure, you have a new manufacturer. What's it gonna build? A hull C? We have a hull C. Another light fighter. We have 50 light fighters. Like, what are you gonna add? Med pens, give me some med pens. And some health goo. So. Are you bad guys? Yes. Okay, that did almost nothing. Okay. Okay. Love that they're all wearing backpacks. That's really cool. Look at that core armor. I wants it. Did it switch it out, or did I just lose all my stuff? I think I just lost all my stuff. That's fine. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Excuse you. You won't fire the gun. That's gonna be fun. Okay. Another BR.
The police are shopping, but don't worry, I'll find them.
Hello? Oh, look, that's broken out. Yeah. So I need to find. So, how will I know when I get the key? Oh, that's right. One of them is going to drop a tablet. That's right. Okay. So look for. And I don't know if it's going to be like in their inventory or on them or whatnot. Since that doesn't work, let's try that. I don't know if it's gonna be on a good guy or a bad guy. That's a 0 and 0, okay. So we just gotta check everyone at this point. Very strange place for a locker. Oh. I assume it's gonna be on a good guy because they're like static.
What the hell was that?
Nothing. Tablet. Where's this tablet gone? I hear another guy, I just don't see him. Okay, he's got attachments. What's the code?
What is that? Come on, you go!
I'm not seeing like any specific like items on the ground. Oh my gosh. Crash the desktop. Oh boy, alright. So I don't know what to add other than, well, no, I don't know what to add besides bigger ships. and more clothing, more personalization items, more self-expression items. Like, if you add a new manufacturer, let's just call them. What's a good name? Let's just call them Hakiri Light, okay? Because that's the manufacturer name I like. So, what is this company Hakiri going to make? Because they've already said they don't really want to make direct competitors, but more same idea. Well, the Kurthak are out there, sure. But we're assuming they're done adding, like, the base stuff. And new versions of the same thing are not interesting. They're the same thing with a skin. So what do you add for the Kurthak? If it's just another light fighter, another medium fighter, another heavy fighter, another bomber, another Scorpius, another Hull C, another Eclipse. Sure, those are versions of what we already had, but that doesn't do anything to the game. Except for, I like that one better. I might as well have that one instead of this one. It's a very microtransaction-y kind of addition. There's no benefit anywhere. There's more benefit for lore purposes with the Kurthak coming in than a ship purpose or changing the game that we already have. Sorry, we get distracted. Okay, so we also have very, very, very juicy road roundups, monthly reports, do like that. So what happened with this roundup? A lot of things changed. So 3.20x became 3.21. Fan is not actually. Oh, did my fan stop working? Yeah. No, it's just working slowly. Work stronger. I don't think they're gonna put in a new alien race above the Kurthak. They might. But I don't. Where does it add? Like, I think we have. What do we have? 5 currently? Human, Tavaran, Xion, Banu, Vanduul, Kurthak. We have 6. So I don't know what adding another race would allow them to do above and beyond the narrative power they have currently. Owning / controlling stations, planets, maybe even entire system. I think they're going to do an entire territory control system. Well, at least I hope they do a territory control system. If they're going to wait to decide if players can own control territory / stations, that if they're going to wait 10 years to add that to a DLC or expansion pack to start this, and I think that's a terrible idea. That sounds more like something you should have before you have a version 1 of your game. And then you'll need to add other capabilities to fully manage them. No, that's a fair point. That's a very fair point. If we get to that point where we can, but that's a bigger. That's just a bigger in a different area. Instead of a bigger 890, so 1080, right? That's you don't have an asteroid base. You have a station. It's just a bigger asteroid base or a bigger outpost. Same concept, just applied to a different area. But no, you're completely right. Like, there will be systems that will need to come online to support being able to have bigger control, more area of effect. And the ships we have completely, like, fall into that ability. Like, we have all the military ships. We have drop ships and tanks and assault vehicles and things. I mean, we need a bit more on the ground. But yeah, no, that makes sense. But I would still assume that would be sooner rather than 10 years after launch. All right, so after 320 or 320.1 became 321, we also got a definite or the reason why they're doing that. So they're at a juncture currently where they are getting ready to split the replication layer, or moving the replication layer off the game server, or DGS. And what that does is it's going to basically the entire system that lets us access our inventory is going to be on a different server. So our server that we play on will have to talk to another server to get our stuff. Hopefully that connection is very strong and that it will only take just as long as it does now. That also means that when we 30K, when we crash, the replication layer on a different server, let's say the server goes down, the replication layer can say, okay, this is where all your stuff was at the time that server disconnected, and can just put it back on a different server. I was getting a pizza. Nice. I approve of the pizza. I was saying it's just bigger in a different area. It's just more. It's instead of you owning like an outpost, it's you owning, a planet, or not a asteroid facility. It's a space station. So it's just bigger in a different area. But like I said, you are completely right in that systems will need to be made to support that kind of gameplay. It's kind of my point with the bigger ships as well. But regardless, I think the ships we have in game now actually really support your idea of being able to control larger areas as orgs, especially because land ownership, but projecting power takes way more manpower than manning a ship. That's why countries have armies, not militias, most of the time. Most of the time. The more territory you have, the more army you have. Normally. In RTS. I'm going to say in RTS because it doesn't ring true for some countries are really small, but 90% of the population is military. So not taking real life, I guess, into account. But in a game sense, the more territory you have, the more military you're going to need to keep track of it. We'll say it like that. And then we moved back over to the roundup. So replication layer moving off of the game server, moving onto its own server. This is going to happen on the patch after. Well, it says in the 321 patch cycle. I don't know why that's hyperlinked. Why is that hyperlinked? Okay. It doesn't say 321.1. Doesn't say that. So, I assume, though, it is 21.1. I assume. So, 321 goes out. 321 goes out. And then alongside that, where did they actually say it? We will be introducing a new testing channel aimed at graduating new underlying technology. Not just one, but multiple of them. This new channel allows the dev teams to get players on a version of the game that matches the current live release in both content and features, but that introduces a large technology to the change, or large tech change that must be validated, graduated, and ultimately mission proven before making its way to live. So that's a 4-step process. That's kind of a 3.5-step process. So we got validation, graduation, and ultimate mission proven before making it to live. So it's 3.5. So when we get 321 live, I assume very swiftly after, we'll be getting a 321 RL split PTU. And what that's going to let them do is test apples to apples the replication layer on just the same exact version. And the only purpose of this entire version is to get that one piece of tech hardened so that we can move on to the next patch. And so when it does that, when we're testing only one thing changing, they don't have to worry about all these other additions and getting everything else to line up. It's just testing that one piece of technology. That way we can just do that, get it done, add it to the game. And then we're on 321.1 with the replication layer split. Done. Served. Next, and I don't know if they say it in here, but there's a couple, and we'll just go to the unofficial roadmap for server meshing. That. There's a couple other things that we need to test before we actually get server meshing proper. And it doesn't do them nicely here, or at least not. Okay, so we have the replication layer, but it's still on the server. So after we get that in, I really wanted to see where it... There was another piece of technology that they said somewhere. I don't remember where it was. Yeah, basically the exact same thing from there. Server meshing infrastructure, and I remember there being a step between replication layer split. Oh, they're going to do... It was... in short, this is the next step towards server meshing. After deploying PES earlier this year with the replication layer moved off the game server, this allows this game server to be an authority over a specific area rather than the entire game universe. While the player experience won't change much at first, the game server will stick with managing Stanton to start with this is a major step forward to Alpha 4.0. So we're going to start, and this is kind of weird wordly because it's talking about both server meshing and then it talks about the PES and then replication layer. It sounds like they may do a Stanton only mesh, which I'm completely like, that makes a lot of sense. Just make a Stanton mesh, and then 4.0 is your big patch. You're like kill it patch, and that comes out maybe Q3 next year. Maybe we get 2 patches Q2 next year or H1 next. Well, we gotta get 2 patches to H1 next year. That's not the question here. Let's open the roadmap again. Progress chart. I just thought of terraforming as a goal means to get to that end game of owning a planet. Possibly, yeah. They really haven't said that much on, and I kind of doubt they'll do terraforming because weapon. What happens if you roll up on somebody's planet or microtech and just terraform a planet? Like, they really would like not to have to make hard limits on things. For instance, the entire premise of if it fits, it sits, kind of how you can put a ship in any ship as long as it sits there. As long as it fits in it, you can put a crate anywhere and fly around with it as long as it fits. They really don't want to have artificial limits to say, oh no, this is a UE planet. You're just not allowed to turn on your giant sky laser because Armistice Zone. And eventually the Armistice Zone is going away in favor of the game doing it itself. So putting back on an Armistice Zone kind of thing would be a step back. I'm not saying they will never do terraforming. I'm just saying currently it's kind of outside the ethos of how they're trying to build the game, because it can be used as a weapon. What was I looking for? Ah, yes. Quarters. So, UE shows up and slaps you back to banging rocks for fire. When? When do they show up? Because you can park let's just say you have, a retribution. You can park a retribution anywhere. It's not breaking the law. You're just parking it. It's when you fire it, it becomes illegal. The analogy's going to fall apart a bit, but it's fine. You can have a terraforming machine anywhere. But once you, let's say, start charging it, then the UE comes to wreck your day. But what if you have, let's say, a whole pirate organization or like several pirate organizations saying, "Hey, we're all gonna like part out this planet, and we're gonna go and burn Earth, and we just gotta hold out long enough for the laser to run." Even if everything goes perfectly smooth, there's still the possibility that the laser goes off and either destroys the entire planet or destroys a landing zone. Like, let's say, like, Area 18 is their crosshair. So the second the laser fires, Area 18's gone. They could, like, take steps for, like, prohibitively, like, making the terraforming timer, like, how long the machine takes. Like, the machine takes, like, 24 hours, 48 hours a week to charge to actually start doing anything. Maybe that's very much a possibility. That, like, taking a week for it to, like, you have to have it in position, you have to have it aimed where you want it. I don't know how terraforming machines work. I'm just imagining a giant sky laser. And then you have to let it sit there and charge for a week. That makes sense. How to, like, balance, make sure you're not firing somewhere else. And then you can have kind of like the mission. I don't know if you know about the mission for Theaters of War, Crossroads of Crime. But the first phase is pirates have already taken over a station, and you're on the ground floor because there's an uplink to the station. The station's shielded. Never heard that before, but the station's shielded, and the shield emitters are down on the planet. So you have to fight through you have to fight through the enemy team to get to the shield generator to shut off the shields, so that you can go up into space and attack the station directly. And that creates that kind of scenario dynamically, where you have to assault and the game could even incentivize players to fight alongside the NPCs to actually bring down this very harmful equipment. I bet terraforming takes a long time, 6 to 18 months, IRL, multiple machines. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about just the initial turning a device on. Because once you turn a device on, something changes. Even if it's 1 degree of heat, even if it's however you measure precipitation. How do you measure precipitation? Not presentation. Precipitation. Rain gauge, but okay, I guess you just. Humidity is measured using a hydrometer. I'm shocked. Volume per specific area. A tool that utilizes various materials and measurements to gauge a room or space level of water vapor. But what's the measurement? What is it called when you have a 1 humidity? What do you measure humidity? I don't know. Percentage of water. Okay, so it's a percentage. Okay, so 1% less humidity or more humidity. Like, a lot of things change instantly once you have that just 1 unit difference. But yeah, like, taking a week to say the thing's gonna be sitting, charging for a week. Yeah, I can see that being like, you have to, like, survive for a week while your giant machine does nothing helpful, and then you can start your 6 to 18 month process. Humidity is a percentage based on temperature. Ah! Oh, okay. That, then. Okay, so we have... Interesting. What are you working on? Oh, bug fixing tactic, yeah. Fire space station, show. Okay, so we're in October. We're about to get 321. I'm gonna assume we're just gonna decide to get it somewhere in year half. We're gonna put that there. Yeah, we're gonna put that there, and we're gonna grab my favorite notepad. We don't need any of that. We just need this. Basically, just need this. Just give ourselves a little bit of drawing space. All right. So we are here. I imagine we'll be getting a live build somewhere around here. We'll do blue. Dark blue. Light blue, and make it medium. Live build somewhere around here. This is 3, 2, 1, L, live. And then we have... somewhere, I'm going to say somewhere within... Oops. Somewhere between here and... So between here and here, we have... Well, actually, we probably have this entire span being 21 RL, and then, oh, what on earth? Okay. But the problem is, and here's the problem with this idea, is here, oops, I meant to change the color on that. Here, we have IE, which means there needs to be a patch here. So, as in, at 5 degrees Celsius, 2 grams of water is a higher percentage than 3 grams of 3 grams at 30 degrees Celsius, because the higher temp air can hold more water before it becomes full. Very interesting. I need to learn more about that. I want to learn more about that. So, and remember, these two are supposed to be the exact same patch. The only difference being the replication layer. Okay, so here's what I'm going to edit. So, we have replication layer coming out. Okay, so we have right here. So same patch. This goes out, and then we have... Wow, I'm terrible at drawing with a mouse. 321 PTU RL. So they start same day. So 321 goes to live, 321 replication layer split goes to PTU. And then that goes until they work out a couple bugs. All the while in the background, they're working on getting the... So we have see, I don't know. I don't think they can do like a patch here and then a patch here. I just don't think that's possible. Just your face and chat? What? What? Oh, what happened? That was weird. Oh, wait. Oh. I don't know what happened there. Anyway. What were we looking at behind here? Oh, right. Okay. Now, I think I left it on the game screen. That's the problem. After I crashed. Okay, so... No. 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 How do I move? Oh, I need to move it with the mouse. The middle mouse button. I don't think they can do both of these. Basically a merge of this to that. And then... So this to live... And then we start another PTU build for IE. So I don't know what their plan is. Unless, of course, this new testing channel is not a PTU. So we have TC, testing channel. Okay. And testing channel is going to go... We're just going to say till it's done. So we're just going to assume by the end of the year, we get a R, that's B, R, L, 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 I, V, E, live. Okay, so that takes all that time to get to a live build. All right, so that will be integrated with whatever patch comes out at the end of the year. So I'm going to call this one 3.21.12. We're just going to call it 3. So all the while, when we have patches, and this is all speculation here. While we have patches, they are going to be integrated into this testing channel when they come to live. So this is 3.21.1. And then we have, I don't know if we have another patch mid-December, so it'll be just that. So actually this will be just 2 instead of 3. 2. So we continue having this parity with the so then we have 3.21.1 testing channel. So this is what I assume might happen. This makes the most sense to me so far, is that we'll get replication or this testing channel pretty soon after 3.2 goes live. 3.21 goes live. And then as we get 3.2.1, that whatever, like maybe this is the PTU for it. So 3.2.1 point 1 PTU. And then this gets tested and then it hits live here. It's the IE patch. There's not a lot to it. Anyway. And then this gets also graduated up into this testing channel because we've already tested all this content. And so to keep it on parity, to keep it testing what we're already have, we will put it, they'll merge it into the testing channel. And then by the end of the year, we have the live version of the RL split. Sets us up for next year. Get 90 again. Okay. So next year, so we have a 2-week break. So here, we're going to switch colors. Orange. This entire area. Nothing happens. Nothing happens there. So anything that's going to happen is just delayed this much. So we're not... I mean, okay, so this would be the next patch right here. So I imagine, and this is again completely hypothesis, that this would be a normal patch. This is just them coming back. Let's add whatever content we have, saying this is 3.21.1. 2, 2. Okay? Nothing special happens here, except what if the testing channel is more for balancing and tweaking values, DPS? No. They said very specifically, this new testing channel allows the dev teams to get allows dev teams to get players on version of the game that matches the current live version in both content and features, but that introduces large tech changes that must be validated, graduated, and ultimately mission proven before making their way to a live release. A live release, not the next live release. That is important. So that's the hole in this whole hypothesis, I guess. I mean, I guess I technically don't have it on the next release here. It is the last release for the RL split. Okay, so this is a normal patch. They have 2.5 months to put together whatever the heck they're going to do for this one. Balance comes later. Balance will be like really tested in a beta scenario. The PTU is going to, the PTU and mostly experimental modes I think is going to be used a lot more for this, for balancing. They're going to test changes in experimental modes, and I imagine we'll be getting economy testing modes or experimental modes so that they can test very specific things, very like DPS armor. Theaters of War is one of those testing stages, so they can actually get lots of data on the interaction between FPS weapons, vehicle weapons, and ship weapons. That is the biggest thing they want Theaters of War in for. And last month on the month report, they said they are now working back on Theaters of War to actually integrate the systems into the game. Does that mean that they're working to get Theaters of War into the game? They didn't say that. Maybe this is due to push back from the way they changed the PTU waves. They haven't said anything about the new wave system except for that giant reorder that they did from that. And this is not a normal way of doing things. I think that PTU system will absolutely be used for this patch. Normal development cycle. Nothing interesting. This is just a PTU. Or like a PTU and then Evocati PTU and then live. I like I said, nothing interesting here. However, we get a testing channel, because testing channels were up here. When this goes live, I just can't draw with this. Twink, twink, twink. We get a 3.22. That's really big letters. 3.22 TC. And this lasts the whole quarter. Why would it last the whole quarter? Because this is server meshing. And at this point, it would be evaluated whether it stays in PTU or whether this ends up coming out in onto a live build. And for our demonstration, we're going to assume that this testing channel is not done yet. So this is going to be that's a terrible 3.23, and this will just be graduated up to this testing channel. Again, stop doing that. Just scrolling too fast and it loses its way. And we're just going to say at the end of this, at the end of Q3, then this becomes the end of TC, and we get our 4.0. I don't know if there's... I would really like a nice O there. So that is the very contrived version of what I think may happen. I have way not enough data to have any confidence in anything on this board. Not a lick of it. There. Yeah, there. So, I think the only things I have reasonable confidence in is we're not this close. Why don't I have a pen? We're not this close to. 4-0 is not coming in here. What we got? No 4-0. That's like whatever. That's what I'm reasonably confident in. I don't know how fast they can get through the RL change. I don't think the replication layer change is going to actually be that disruptive to anything in the game. I think we're going to have connection issues, and there's a lot of database things they need to keep track of, and how everything caches and talks to the back end. I think those are going to need to be worked out. But I'm hoping that during the 3 months, they get those things figured out. And so we get a live replication layer split at the end of the year. And then we go on break, and we're all happy. We get, all the content that comes with the Q4 update, the X1, maybe the Apollo, who knows. Where's the Apollo currently? Apollo. No, that's probably not gonna be that big. How long do the links take? Do. Network. I don't think they're gonna change the way they do the PTU waves. I think the testing channel is a different beast entirely. Just because that the PTU structure doesn't give the framework they need to test server meshing, replication layer, and so on. There we go. There we go. Bangle. No. Links. Okay. Interesting. Text, please. So they got the links, in 2.5 quarters. Scorpius was done in 3 quarters. So no, we're not getting the Apollo this year. I do think they have other ships that are going to come in for the Q4 update. It's obviously not anything we know of. Let's just go up to the Q4 and scroll down with the where's the EU ship art team? Oh, vehicle content. Okay, vehicle content EU. Apply. Bounty Hunter. Bug fixing, but on that. Nada. Oh, wait, here's some stuff. G12. Okay, so G12 is not coming in until end of year, but we might get it by the end of the year. Nice. X1. We're in October. We may get it by IE. Maybe. But that's obviously going to take a little bit longer. I can see them getting that done then, but it could also be a March thing. Polaris, that is not coming till next year. Yeah, I'll expect it next April. So next June is when I'll start expecting the Polaris. Assuming it had a flawless run through. And they said they're getting pretty good at assuming that. Okay, so here's one. Yeah, so this is coming out soon. Whatever this is coming out. CitizenCon or IE. It is ready for CitizenCon. All right, so let's go now to the US vehicle content team. Santucky Eye is going to be out for the end of the year, so we get the Santucky Eye end of year. Resource management, maybe we get resource management at the end of the year. So it'd be a pretty good patch, even if the only thing they put in was resource management. I really want my Polaris. I think we all do. Yeah, then nothing. Tumble Storm's coming out pretty soon here. It's funny that that finished up a while ago. Anyway, lastly but not leastly, Montreal Sandbox or Montreal Vehicle. Well, that's not coming out by the end of the year. And then that is coming out before the end of the year. That's probably CitizenCon straight to flyable because it's already done. It is the 6th. So that is probably already done. And then we have this weird one up here. An unannounced vehicle. That could be out by the end of the year. We don't really know, but this is definitely too short to be anything. But yeah, the Q4 patch for this year could be quite nice, especially if it especially hold on. As far as vehicles, there's a couple of vehicles. Okay, that's what I wanted to look at. We have a couple of vehicles. MTL Sandbox, one of my favorite teams. What do you guys got going on? Additional JLX settlements. They're always going to be working on more settlements. Building interiors. How long have we been working on it? Sorry if that was loud. Wow, February 2021. Sure, maybe we get a version of building interiors by the end of the year. Heck, maybe we get that. No, I think 21 is pretty. No, they already said. Okay. Trying to wrap your head around the development of this game is nuts. It's so big. So in the patch notes, in the original release of 3.21 on PTU, they said, hey, not all the features are here that this patch is going to launch with, so be warned. Today is this. Okay, so we're already here. We're already past the day. So this would have been the 3.20 release, correct? Oh, you don't want to do that. Okay. That's fine. It's not like I wanted you to do that. Patch notes. It's still surprising to me how far of a jump point it is to the Magnus jump point. Just wait till you see Pyro and how far away those are. Alpha 320A. Okay, so it came out in September. Wow, that's a really early patch. That's a really early patch. No, it's not. Never mind. Ignore me. What day? 24th. Okay, so we're good. It came out second half of September. Yep, we're good. Okay, we're good. So yeah, that would have been the Q3. So 320 is going to be the Q4. I'm pretty sure. So we have a long time to. I think. Okay, let's start amending our little thing over here. So the question is the only question. The last question that must be asked and answered. Are we going to get 321 live before IAE? That's the question. And if so, then we'll get point patches and we'll have the TC. Well, the TC should come out anyway. Or are we going to let 3.21 stay in PTU its whole patch cycle, so it'll come out more around this time. So everything shifts to over here with 321. And so the PTU goes all the way across. And then we just get the 321 live at the end of the month. Or at the end of the quarter. That makes sense. Don't rush your cadence. That makes a lot of sense to me. So 321. 320. Yeah, 321. Where your dot? Come on. Okay. It doesn't matter where it goes into PTU. We'll just leave those. All right. Replication layer does go live there. But we do have... Yeah, that's already on PTU. Okay, so this has 321 going live here. So... It does not. With this idea, it does not. So we're in PTU. Just get rid of all this. Okay. All right. So 321 goes live as the Q4 update. So it is in PTU, has been in PTU, and it just continues to add features in BPTU. 321. The question is, we have CitizenCon. I'm just going to call it CC. And we have IAE. And normally we get patches through. Like we get patches through. So are these going to basically be not part of 321? And they be backported kind of to 320. That's the question. Do we get added content here? And that's very not clean. I don't like how not clean that is. Specifically because of the leaks channels. We have gotten we have gotten leaks that tell us that there are more ships in the game or in the game's code. And we see them, we see a lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. So, like, that's the big question. Is what do they do with the two events? Do we get CitizenCon 321? Do we get 321 IE? Do we get 321 live live by the end of the year? That is the question. That's the only question. Basically, anything else gets moved around because of when that happens. And because of the unknown content, I don't know with any certainty when stuff's going to be coming out for this. So let's see if we can guesstimate. So vehicle tractor beams. You're not going to let me... Okay, good. Vehicle tractor beams, okay? So let's plonk that into here. Vehicle tractor beams, done. Ready to go. Perfect. And remember, bars on roadmaps for Star Citizen doesn't mean it's done, just means that works that we see has been concluded. They could have, between the updates, given it more work. That out of the way. Next we have the A1 is committed. So the Spirit. We do know from the roadmap roundup. No, that's the companion. The roadmap roundup, as the month's report, the roadmap roundup, that platforms, consignment, steel retrieve, and A1 are coming in 320. We already have the idea of a 320X. And the replication layer will be on that X patch. Our current goal is to release 321 ahead of launching the preview channel with the replication layer. So before, well, obviously before X, before this testing channel, and before all of this stuff gets done. So, vehicle tractor beams and the Argo SRV. So let's see where the Argo SRV is. SRV. For all intents and purposes, it's done. Okay. What about the Temple Storm's done? C1 Spirit. Hat. Oh. Nope, that's right. Spirit. For some reason, there's no current work on it. What else goes into it? That's it. All this work is done. Okay, so let's try Crusader platforms. Nothing deliverable. Retrieve consignment mission. Let's just do mission. Okay, we got steel evidence. Done. Data heist. Packet. Retrieve consignment. No, it's restoration. Retrieve consignment's over here. So restoration contracts. Yeah, that doesn't show up. Steel evidence and retrieve consignment. That's all we got. Retrieve consignment and steel cargo? Nope. Nope. No. Nope. No, we don't have the we just don't have steel evidence is up here. Both done. That's done. So everything is done for both of these patches. That's what's the weird part. What is going to be added to the PTU? And we already have a big one that was added to the PTU, which is this. It's not really a feature that can do a whole bunch, but it's a feature. Added support for players to sell things owned by a part or members of their party without being considered stolen. How far that reaches, we don't know yet. I assume it's on PTU. You can go find out yourself. But again, they had said with the first PTU 321 PTU, this patch does not contain all the intended features, which will be added iteratively to the notes as they become available. Additionally, some features may be implemented in a partial state, and as such, are not ready for testing. AKA the jump points were added since then. So on here, we have now the testing focus of the new jump point stations. Yay! I do believe, well, most of it was there. And also, we don't have that note anymore. So is 321 done? I don't know. Yeah. So, if I had to guess, and this is actually going to end up being relatively close to what I had already said a minute ago. We're going to start building lines instead of dots because dots are hard to remove. All right. All right. So, 321 comes out here. This is what I assume. 321 comes out here. No need to do that. LIVE. Okay. Then we have another live here for 320. .1. So somewhere in between here we have the TC. Somewhere in between. Well, actually not there. Somewhere in between here we have the TC. And I do think that this continues past the point patch. Actually, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because the TC starts here. Doesn't it? Yeah, TC starts here. With Alpha 3.21x, replication layer update. New. Over the course of the 321 patch cycle, the replication layer will be moved off the game servers and set up on its own standalone service. In short term, this allows for greater server recovery in the event of a crash. This is also a critical step towards server meshing. Our current goal is to release Alpha 321 ahead of launching the preview channel with the replication layer update. Once this preview channel comes online, it will run parallel to live servers. Once we feel the replication layer is stable enough or reliable, we will migrate over to live servers in a 321 patch. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so yes, that's exactly what I had just looked this time for. So, let's clear out all this, even though I'm about to put most of it back. I still hold this as true. Okay, so we're just questioning this quarter. Let me get my ruler. All right, I have my blue marker. So we have CitizenCon brings a patch. We have this brings a patch. And we have the year-end patch. Okay, so three patches before the end of the year. What I think is going to happen, because I'm really far in so I can get decent text legibility. 3.21. Do it this way. L-I-V-E. Live. Okay. 3.21 live, and that kicks off. Yep. Well, I guess we'll put it here. That kicks off the TC, the testing channel. I should say the replication layer TC. So, when this comes, this is 3.21.1 live. And this is integrated into the testing channel. And then we have probably, this is probably, I assume this is going to be 320. That's a 322. Because this is definitely not, well, I shouldn't say definitely not, because I have heard rumorings about 4.0 being way closer. So I'm just going to say probably not 4.0. Because I don't think they can get all the testing done. They need to in 3 quarters and 2.5 quarters, or 2.5 months. So, while we update, every update is going to be added into a testing channel. That's much cleaner. So we're going to get 321 live, I assume at CitizenCon. 321.1 live at IEE. 322 is the end of Q4 patch. So that's anything they have that they want to put in last minute. Well, not last minute, but whatever they want to put in for the big, hey, we're going away for 2 weeks kind of patch. Whatever it is they want to get done, up to this point. And then we take our 2-week break. And then they come back and work for 2.5 weeks. And then we get all of these are off. 3.24 and a 3. Wow, this is actually technically wrong. We don't get testing channel here. But what we do get is whenever this ends, this will begin there we go. Nope. Oops, no, it's not what I wanted at all. There we go. And then this is the SMTC. All right, so whenever this ends, the SMTC begins. Maybe not the same patch, maybe not exactly. Somewhere within, like, here, the SMTC begins. So that's 3.24, and this would be 3.25. And so however long it takes for them to get server meshing in the spot they like, then we integrate it into 4.0. Once this channel is done, we have server meshing. Like, that's how close we are. And I don't think we're this close to it, is why this is here. I don't think we're this close. So we have a normal first quarter, and then we have a server meshing testing channel. And that continues with us integrating all of our stuff that we get in every patch leading up to 4.0. Until we get finally 4.0. That's what I got. We're going to save that. We'll look back on it when we get closer, or when we, get 4.0. See what I did. We're also going to look back on this when we reach the end of the year. We'll probably be checking back on it a lot. So that is my assumptions currently for the next. I don't know what that's there for. I don't know if that or that is anything, or that. Okay, now we'll save it again. I'll just save it over it so it removes it. Yes. Okay. That's the assumption. All right. We've been live for almost 3 hours, and it is time for me to go to bed. I have an early day of work. So what do you think is going to happen next year? 4.0 and then a whole bunch of other crap happening. I think 4.0 is going to happen end of September, so end of Q3, according to this map. Again, this was subject to high volatile change. And then building interiors, underground facilities, resource management. I think that's all next year. Yeah. Vulcan's going to be done. Lot of big changes, and then a lot of polish. And then by the end of the year, holiday 2024, Squadron 42. Yeah. That's what I assume. All right. That has been me. I'll save that. I also want to document. I mean, this will be documented. This will be on YouTube. So you guys yell at me if anything I just said doesn't come true by the end of next year. I will see you guys Sunday. I'll be back here for the Star Citizen Content Creators Roundtable. I have with me Hoban Washburn, the COO of No Forge Industries, and Space Tomato. I'm still trying to get someone else on the podcast, so I'll let you know if that happens. Well, or you'll see someone else also on SECCRT. But I thank you everyone for coming, listening to me rant a long time about what I think is going to happen in the next 12 months. I hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone. Ouch. I'm sorry I keep hitting my mic, guys. It's way longer than it used to be since I did this new audio setup. And now I have a pop filter. So, good night.